my man P Funky, baby. And today we are continuing our Star Wars month. We are going to do a tier ranking of all the lightsaber duels. Well, maybe not all of them because I think there's like hundreds of them if you include every single piece of source material. But we've pulled it together about like 20 something. Who knows? As we go, we might even think of other duels and have to toss them in here. Who knows? But today we are going to tier rank, and like I mentioned, Funky, how you doing, my man? Welcome back to Hondo's.
Oh, it's great, man. It's second time on here. It's great to be back.
Fire
Excited for this
shirt.
podcast. You know, I love Star Wars.
Yes, get the shirt reveal.
I love Star Wars. You know me, dude. I've gotten you gifts.
Yep.
I have toys in the house. We got, uh, we know we live Star
Well,
Wars over
listen, dude.
here.
Anybody?
Thanks to be
Unfortunately,
back.
we're not at the studio today. We will be doing some Star Wars stuff in the studio with Funky. Don't you worry. But I do got to give Funk a shout out because, like you mentioned, he is the guy who's given me my clone helmet. He's the guy who gave me my lightsaber. All right. Funky is one of the reasons Hondo's studio, I say tranquilo, is Star Wars down. All right.
It's a pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be back. Seen two Star Wars videos already go up, just getting me all amped up, ready to be here. I guess we had to wait. Third time's a charm.
Yeah.
Here comes the real Star
Well,
Wars
Funky,
video.
to make you feel better, this is the second one. So, I've just been cutting up reels, baby. Don't you worry about it. But
I love it.
I did
We're all
want to do
over it.
this one specifically with you because me and you, we talk about this all the time, right? We're stickheads. We love the lightsaber duels, that element of Star Wars. To me, the lightsaber fights are so crucial to what makes Star Wars. And there's a wide range, right? There's some amazing ones. There's some that we are going to get to that we do not like, right? Me and you were both prequel heads, which means we love that era of dueling, right? Like the fast pace. Some say over choreographed. I say not. Those are the Jedi's at the top of their game,
Yeah,
dude. So that's why they're so nasty.
of course. It's also just it's the era we grew up in, right? So that's just like that's what we grew up with. That's we saw our first super cool lightsaber duels and those prequels, and it was just the prequels are just what we grew up
Yeah,
with. It was our era, man. That
100%.
was the
And
stuff
for
right
me,
there.
like that's the like when I think of lightsaber fights, like that's like that type of style, right? Obviously, the original trilogy, I love, and we'll get to those. Like I like a lot of the fights in there, but of course they're a product of their time, right? Made in the 70s and 80s. Like you can't get to the level that me and you saw in the early 2000s. So it's a bit of a jump, but obviously we've had some since. So I'm curious to see where everything stacks up. But that's why I'm excited to get right into this. So this is the tier list, all right? This is what we are working with, okay? We are going to challenge ourselves here as we have S, superior, A, B, C, D, and F. All right, obviously, F being the worst. We have to keep the S tier to a maximum of three. We can only have three supers in the tier, and then we have to at least have two in the F at minimum. And the rest, wherever they fall, they fall. We got to at least have one in each. But a lot of these, I'm excited. I mean, look, here are all the ones, and we'll go through them individually, obviously. Um,
Oh,
but this is the tier
fantastic.
ranking system. All right, Funky, you ready to go?
Yeah, dude, let's
All
do
right,
this, man. I'm super pumped.
let's start here. Let's see. This is, I think, a good tier. Okay. All right, so I'll zoom in as we go. All right, let's see. All right, we're gonna start with Darth Maul versus Pre Vizsla. All right, this is Clone Wars at its best. Darth Maul, my guy, up against the dark saber. Pre Vizsla, no force powers, but absolutely a force to be reckoned with. Funky, what do you think of this fight? And two, where are you putting it at first thought?
Oh man. Okay, well I'll start with question number one, man. First off, I think this is a great first first like pick for us because this is like already gonna knock off the non the
Yeah,
non
yeah,
Star Wars heads. Who the hell is So what is going on? Dude, this is a low key fight right here. You got
Oh
to
yeah,
know a little bit about a little bit to know about this fight. I love the fight personally. I think it's it's an important fight
for sure.
as far as like what's going on at the time, what Darth Maul is trying to do at the time, and succeeding, and just nothing, man. It's like it's when he gets the dark saber. So it's a huge fight, man. I think I'm gonna put this one since there's a
Mhm.
lot here, and I have to save three for S tier. I think I'm gonna stick this. I'm stuck between A and
There's a
B
lot of
here.
good ones in here, so
Um,
we could always
there's a lot of good.
we can
Let's
move it
go. I think I'm gonna
around.
go
We can move it
B.
around as we go, but I think I'm with you. I'm gonna put let's put this bad boy in B. All right. I think this fight's incredible, and one of my favorite things about the Clone Wars is obviously because it's animation. The things that they're able to do with the lightsaber fights are things that they most likely couldn't fully do in live action. At least make it look this good. And dude,
Right.
this is one of this that arc of the Mandalore arc where Maul helps Vizsla take over Mandalore, and then they try to betray him, and he overtakes him and becomes King of Mandalore. I mean, Darth Maul, is there a character that's made like bigger, I guess a bigger turnaround than anybody else? Because he obviously, to everyone stopped, died in Phantom Menace, and then he comes back. People are like, oh, are they really going to bring back Maul? And he is incredible. All right, Maul is one of the best characters. Have you watched what is it? Not Shadow King. Is it Shadow King? Shadow Lord.
Shadow
Maul
Lord.
Shadow Lord. Have you watched it, Funk?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm about halfway through it, so
Yeah.
I've seen a decent amount. It's an incredible show up to for as far as what I've seen. So I'm excited to finish it. Going a little slow on it because yeah, me and the girl are watching Avatar right now, but we're also doing taking taking times between watching watching Shadow Lord. So I'm watching it with her, so
I
I
feel
can't
you.
go too far
Hey,
ahead.
where would you rank Maul in the sense of maybe either your favorite Sith or even your favorite characters? Where does Maul rank?
Dude, he really is just one of my favorite characters, like, regardless of powerful and Sith ranking and all that kind of stuff. His arc, his whole character, his whole story is
Mhm.
is incredible. It's an incredible rise, his fall, his rise again, and maybe his fall again, and then his rise again. He's one of the more manipulative characters in the show. It doesn't matter how far in
Mhm.
the dumps he gets, he will find a way to climb back up to relevance
Yeah,
where you're worried
facts.
about him.
He's a
You know,
cockroach, dude. The guy stays alive, dude. He stays alive.
the thorn in
Yeah.
your
Well, since we are talking about Maul, and let's actually get to the point. Although he is a cockroach, and he stays
We'll go
alive. We
straight to
are
his
going to go straight to his
demise.
demise. Obi-Wan versus Maul in Rebels, all right? This one's a very interesting one to me because in terms of an actual duel, there's not much to it, but I think what makes this one so cool and unique is like if you, it, the backstory behind this fight and the fact that all the different moves that Obi-Wan does, right? He does, I think he starts in his position, then he mimics Qui-Gon's position to try to get Maul to basically make that move that he made against Qui-Gon, and then he tricks him and essentially beats him that way. Like I think it's such a cool little thing that they did that I had to put it on this ranking. Obviously in terms of like the stick work, it's maybe not up there, but I think in terms of the meaning of it, we got to put it here. So, Funk, what are you thinking about this one?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is definitely one where the story adds a lot of meaning to
Mm-hmm.
the fight. Because you're right, it's very quick. Kyle Obi-Wan style. He has quick, meaningful fights, and uh, yeah, I mean it's super cool the way they directed out the whole thing with all the different stands that he takes. I think you believe he takes even the first stance where he holds
Mm-hmm.
it here at his side, then then he brings it up, then he does. So he goes through like some of the fighting forms, if you know what that is in Star Wars. About seven of them or eight of them, something like that, seven or eight of them. and he goes through some of the forms there before he goes in, and I thought that
Yeah.
was dope. As far as adding so much meaning to the fight. I mean, aside from obviously him killing him, finally, also the way like. Bro, I mean, bro, it's the way he dies too.
Yeah.
It's
He even
peaceful. It's
accepts. He
like
almost accepts
it's like
it. Like
you
it's
know what
like, yeah.
right.
It.
It was a good, very well played out fight. That being
Mhm.
said, though, I think I'm still between
Me
B
too.
and C here. I mean, if as far like I said, if we're really rating duels here, I think we go with C. I know we're Star Wars heads. We love the whole meaning behind it, but there's a
Yeah.
lot of options here.
Okay.
Well, I think we got
All
to
right.
spread the wealth a little
I
bit here.
like it.
I think
That's
we
what
should
I
go with
was.
C.
I was on the same boat. I think if we did, the meaning of it and the cool essence and the different, elements that we mentioned would put it for in B, right? But if we're talking straight, and there's so many heavy hitters in this list, I think C is a good place for it right now. And who knows, maybe we decide to move it up later, but for now, I think C is a good spot.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just starting out. I think I have some surprise
Yeah,
placements
all right, I
in the
love
future
that.
here.
All right,
Um,
well, we are gonna stick it with Maul. All right, we've got a lot of Maul on here, but we're gonna
we
go
are
one more Maul in a row, staying in it.
as we should. I mean, there's a reason he's
Yeah,
one of the best duelists in Star Wars, so he just has to. It's only
yeah.
no surprise he's in
Um,
here a lot.
we are going Maul and his brother Savage Opress versus Darth Sidious. In terms of fight scenes in the Clone Wars, this might be in the A's for me, Funky. This is
Yeah, this is
top
top
tier,
tier, right?
dude.
This is top
This
tier.
is top tier. If you
Yeah,
haven't
dude.
seen the Clone Wars, like I'd almost like recommend just watching this clip, and I think you're gonna immediately want to watch it after. And that's I hope Ipa's listening to this because that's for Ipa right there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out Eva. He needs to get his head in the game, change the Star Wars head. Uh, but yeah, man, absolutely agree with you. This is a top tier. This is top tier Clone Wars right here. It doesn't get much better than this. I feel bad for people that don't know that Darth
Facts.
Maul has a brother. He absolutely does. He absolutely does, and you can see it there in the picture that he's the one holding the dual saber. You know, and Maul's
Hmm.
holding the single saber. And that's how it was when Darth Maul died. His brother, I guess, found his saber, and that's how it
Hmm.
was for a little bit. And if you don't watch Clone Wars, you
Yeah.
never know about that kind of stuff. And this fight is absolutely
Sick.
sick.
Sick. And dude, Savage is like even bigger than
Like
Maul too.
you wouldn't even question Palpatine's little swirly girly.
Yeah.
And number three, you saw this scene, you would be like, that's the least
Yeah.
of what he can actually do. That guy looks like a
Yeah.
gymnast in this fight. It's a sick, and he's
Yes,
dual
dude.
wielding in the
It's
fight.
it's probably the coolest Palpatine scene, or I guess Darth Sidious scene we have, dude. In my opinion, I think that it showcases how powerful he really is. The best, I guess, because I mean,
True.
he's going up against two of the best s- saber wielders. You know what I mean? It's not even just. I was going to say Sith, but at this point, they're kind of not even Sith. They're like outlaw. They're like I mean, they're running their own show, but like these are two of the best combatants, and he's taking them 2-on-1, and like and he's like smiling,
Two on
dude.
one.
He's a sicko. He's a sicko,
Yeah, he's
dude. He
laughing,
is.
laughing. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's literally laughing
I think
throughout
this is
it.
an A. I'm gonna put this one in A. I think it's
Yeah, you can go ahead. You can go ahead and put it in A tier. That's not a problem with me. I can almost even put it in S tier. To be honest with you,
yeah.
it's
I mean,
it's
it's
really. I
towing the
mean,
line, dude. It's towing the
this is
line.
this. I'm gonna reveal something for those who haven't seen Clone Wars. In this picture, and later on in that fight, Maul does pull out the dark saber, and he goes single saber, dark saber in each hand, fighting Palpatine.
Hmm.
Palpatine beats the shit out of him. But dude, it's a
Hmm.
sick scene.
Hmm.
Murders his brother. I'm ruining everything. Watch Clone Wars. It's
Dude.
sick.
Yeah.
Murders his brother, dude. Destroys Darth Maul. Leaves Darth Maul literally crying for his mom
Yeah.
at the end of that fight, and Palpatine, you really really see, wow, okay, yeah, he can,
Yeah.
yeah, he wrecks people. It's fine.
Facts, facts. Alrighty. We are moving on to a little batch of live action now. We are taking a little dip into some of the movies here, and we are starting off Obi-Wan versus
Right.
General Grievous, Revenge of the Sith. All right. To me, General Grievous is one of the coolest characters. Like in terms of just overall look and design, the fact that he's wielding four lightsabers at the same time, like spinning them. And the fact is, and I could have alluded to this earlier, but I was saving it for this one. Obi-Wan is the most underrated duelist out there, dude. He's taken out Maul, he's taken out General Grievous, and of course, he's taken out Anakin twice. All right. This one, though, in terms of where I'm going to rank it, let me know where you feel. I am leaning
Yeah.
towards C. And the only reason I'm saying that is because the lightsaber fight portion of it is pretty short, and the bigger portion of the fight is really becomes the chase between Obi-Wan on the Boba lizard, and then Grievous
Correct.
on his wheel cool ship thing. Um, and then of course at the end,
Yeah.
the way he kills Grievous is with a gun. So I would
He's
put
with a
it at
gun,
C. I
of
still think
course.
it's awesome. Like I love this scene, but in terms of what's to come, I think I'm comfortable putting it at C.
Listen, I'm gonna do one better. I thought it was gonna. I wanted to put it
Oh,
in D
okay. Talk to
for
me.
some of the reasons, you said. One, he kills him with a gun. Two, after what I've seen, what I know, we're
Mm,
in the third movie. Like we're still prime Obi-Wan here. You know what I'm saying? Like it should have
yeah,
been quick work or quicker work. Like the fact that Grievous looked like he was
yeah,
kind of beating him for a little bit, and he had to resort to pulling what he did in the first movie. Was like, oh my god, wait, I'm gonna force. I'm falling. No, wait, I'm gonna force pull this real quick. Pop
yeah.
back up. You know, it's like, man. Hey, listen, we Grievous doesn't have the force, but if he did, he would have been like,
Yeah,
I've seen
it's a
this
good
before.
point. I mean, because it
It
realistically,
would,
like, if you think about it, Grievous is just the first like humanoid droid,
Jordan,
but like he does not have the
absolutely.
Force at all. Like technically, I mean, Obi-Wan could have just launched him. Like, like what? Yeah, like who was going to
Crushed
stop
him.
him from doing that? So you know what? I'm with you, Funk. We're
Right.
putting him in D. We're putting it in. It's still fun.
Yeah.
It's still a fun fight.
I'm a prequel
Yeah.
lover. I'm a prequel lover too, so this one hurts for me. But you know, as far as what we got here, that's where
Yep.
I kind of want to put it, man.
Fair with me. All right. This is going to be a very interesting one. The one that started them all.
I
All
agree.
right. Obi-Wan Vader from A New Hope. Funk, I'm going to let you kick this one off because I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Yeah. I feel because you're definitely more hyped on the old school vibe. There's definitely a lot of meaning in this fight, much like the
Mm,
Obi Darth Maul fight. I think they're pretty similar. I think I would rank them similarly as well. If this one, maybe this one could be a step above because it's the first and it's the most classic, and nothing. I think it's, you can call it boring, but I think the more you know about Star Wars and like the way his body disappeared, you kind of grow to appreciate it more the more you
mm,
appreciate Star Wars and what that actually means, what he accomplished by doing that, especially when he says that, like, if you kill me, I'm gonna be more
yeah.
powerful than ever. If you know Star Wars, you know he's probably learned from Qui-Gon Jinn. You know that he can, still be a ghost and all that kind of stuff and be more powerful with the Force,
Mm,
after life. And there's something to be said for that, man. If you want to do me a favor, zoom back out again. I think we had the
at
Darth
C.
Maul scene. We had
Yeah.
it at C, didn't we? Okay, I'm super cool putting this, B or A. I'd like to hear what you have to say. I think you think I'm leaning B, but
So here's
I hear
where
you
I'm
out.
at. I'm actually thinking C. All right. But because
Oh,
because of the same kind of some of the things you said, right? One, I love the original trilogy. I do. I love it. I think this fight is more sentimental than anything. That's why I do have it ranked closely with that Obi-Wan Vader fight in terms of the meaning behind it is obviously better than the actual fight. With that being said, there's two reasons why I'm thinking of putting it in C. The first one being I think the original trilogy, which we will get to, does have this is the worst fight out of all of them. Obviously, the era that this was made, it was different. But two, and I can't unsee it, Funk. But the remastered version of this fight on YouTube.
Oh my
Dude,
god!
that will. I mean,
Oh my
if we were
god!
tossing that one in here, I might have to put it in
So
B
much
or A.
better.
But I think for this one,
Yeah, if that fight was in here, it would be
yeah,
highly ranked for sure. That's incredible. I don't even know how they did it so
dude, they
well.
should
It's such a
honestly
good
like
fight.
they should just put that
Yeah,
into the movie. Like I know that the original
instantly.
trilogy like truthers are really gonna maybe shut off this episode right as I said that. I don't care. Put that YouTube video in the New Hope, dude. It's
No,
awesome.
absolutely. The real
Yeah.
ones will know, dude. The real ones will know. In fact, for all the Hondo blockbuster fans out there, go on YouTube and search up this fan-made Star
Yes.
Wars film. It's literally like 5 to 8 minutes, and it's this just duel remade, and it is absolutely
It's
fantastic.
so
You'll be
good, dude.
shocked.
It's
You'll be like,
so good.
oh my god.
All right, incredible. So, are you good for right now? I'm gonna put it in front.
I'm super cool with C. I'm super. I think it
Yeah,
is at that same level
yeah.
as that
I'm gonna
Obi
put it
versus
ahead
Maul
of it
fight there.
in C.
I think those are two eight to see
Exactly.
next to each other
Yeah,
because they're very
I'm with
similar.
you. All right, cool. All right, here we go, Funk. We are taking our first dip into the sequel trilogy. All right, this
Oh,
is
Jesus.
Ray,
Here we go.
Ray versus Kylo Ren in the Rise of Skywalker. They're fighting on the second Death Star remnants. The aesthetic is cool. I like the water element. I love fights, specifically lightsaber fights that are in different backgrounds. As you can see, I mean, obviously right next to it, you've got Mustafar. Like it's a very different backdrop, and it just makes the fight pop anymore. Um, but we gotta call a spade a spade. And the fight scenes in the sequel trilogy were extremely disappointing. I mean, they just really were. I will say I think I'm higher on them than you are, Funk, but
For sure.
I can't argue like rewatching this scene. It lacks the stick work that the prequels had, and even some of the newer stuff. Like we don't have any of the fights in the lightsaber duels in here. Maybe I should have put one in here. I hated the Acolyte. Is my most hated thing that Star Wars has ever done. But I will say the lightsaber fights in that show are not bad. They're better than this. So I'm okay dipping our first toe into F. I think this one
Yeah. No. I mean, is
we
it?
have to
You
have
need
two
to
of
have
them.
two of them. Yeah. This can definitely go in F then. Um, you know what's crazy is that this isn't the first. This isn't the first sequel movie. This scene, and you would think that after the first movie, when they
Mm-hmm.
meet in the
Oh, we'll
woods
get to that
or
one.
whatever for the first time, and they have that whole fight, like you would think that it would
No.
get better from there. But then and then you see a scene like this, and listen, it was worse. It was worse than the wood. The reason it was just it was a lot of drift, connection drift kind of a thing, like or
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
shove off kind of
Yeah.
haymakers only, very and then he throw. I don't know what it was with
The
the
throw the
sequels, but they
lightsabers.
love to just be tossed. They just be
Yeah.
tossing sabers, dude. They're launching. They're literally pro stepping, launching sabers into the water, dude. I don't even know how he got a saber back.
Dude.
I don't even know how he did that. But yeah, that at the end for me, the disrespect for the saber. I mean, maybe I don't know. And he still has a red one later. It
I,
just doesn't
I
make any
I'm
sense.
with you in the sense of I
To be-
think what they did is that they tried over like the people thought that there because listen, there were a lot of people that didn't like the prequels, right? I think a lot more people appreciate the prequels now after watching the sequels, right? It's almost been a full turn. But at the time when they started these
Right.
sequels, people weren't huge fans of the prequels. So they wanted to overcorrect so much that they wanted the
Right.
fight scenes to almost seem like the original trilogy fight scenes. But the only reason George Lucas made those
Right.
fight scenes like that was because it was the time that it was made. George Lucas made the prequels.
No.
George Lucas, in his ideal world, would have
Yeah.
had all the lightsaber fight scenes look like that.
No, and most of the good fight scenes, like the throne rooms, a lot of these included have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of CGI in them, dude. Those movies back in the day, those guys
Mm-hmm.
worked their butts off training to do and choreography and all this stuff. These people look like they spent like a couple minutes before the movie
And that's being
started,
generous.
to get so yeah, I mean, just the way it was made, that's kind of like how it is now with movies and whatever, trying to turn around a quick film versus really
Yeah.
working on these pieces. Uh, but but yeah, man, I mean, this is
Yeah.
right where it belongs.
Yeah,
It's
that's
right at
right. I don't
home
know.
there enough.
Well, with that being said, like you just said, right? The choreography and the effort that went into the prequel fights can be seen, and I am safe to say I'm gonna call it right now, the greatest lightsaber duel of all time, Anakin versus Obi-Wan on Mustafar. Like I'm just gonna go ahead and put this bad boy in S,
Go
right?
ahead and put that up there.
And I want to touch on this one because Ian McGregor and Hayden Christensen put in the work. Like those guys, and you can see the behind the scenes footage of them practicing this fight and all the different, dude. And by the way, they're still doing it to this day. Say what you want about Obi-Wan, and I have a lot of critiques about it. Don't get me wrong. And we'll get to that fight, but they are still putting in the work. Those guys absolutely love to
Yep.
duel, and those guys like seeing this fight to me, like it's probably one of my favorite action scenes in cinema history. This is a scene that no matter what gives me goosebumps all from the start, from the opening of the Anakin Padme Obi-Wan speeches all the way through this
Oh
incredible
yeah.
fight all the way to the end. The high ground. I mean, I don't care. I love.
From the moment Obi-Wan stands in the
Yes, yes,
outside the
yes.
ship with
Yeah.
his fucking his
Yeah.
massive out, and he's just like this,
Yeah.
you know what I
Dude,
mean?
and he's just
Like, yeah, don't worry about
liar.
what may or may not have gone
Yeah,
down. Don't worry, but
liar. Dude, so good.
dude, some
Yeah,
of the most quotable, one of the most quotable little scenes
it's
there,
just the
also.
best. I mean,
So
this
love that.
and I love everything about it. I love that they're flipping lightsabers behind their back. I love that these guys are brothers going till death to fight and going to
Going to war,
war.
yeah,
The
going to
shields
war.
are off. They're on a volcano planet. I mean, it is just everything
Oh yeah,
about it is so incredible,
everything
dude.
was coming
Yeah.
out. Pics were coming out,
Yep.
jumping all over the place.
It's the best. It's next level.
Next level freaking saber work. It's really
Yeah.
unreplicable. Uh, because I don't think anybody really is going to put that time in. They did
Yeah.
CGI
Yeah. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
first, you know what I mean? Uh, so really a true
It was. It
masterpiece, if
was a
you
true
will.
masterpiece.
And that's
Yes,
why it's
I'm
in
with
there.
you. To me, the best fight. All right. With that, we move on back to the original trilogy, and what I think is probably a lot of people consider this the best fight of the original trilogy.
The most
Yeah, I don't
iconic,
blame
maybe.
them. I think I the Empire Strikes Back one. I think I almost give it the edge because of obviously the ending of that fight. But I think in terms of absolute just fight and lightsaber work, I do think the Luke versus Vader in Return of the Jedi is incredible. I also love Palpatine in this scene, or Sidious, absolutely adding to this, and he's
Yes.
just so diabolical, smiling, watching, and trying to manipulate Luke to the dark side, and he almost does it, by the way, because Luke lets his anger out and starts wailing on Vader, and then boom, cuts his arm off, and he realizes that he's got the same, missing arm as he does, and he's just like, "I'm a Jedi." One of the best lines of all time. "I'm a Jedi, like my father before me." And
Oh
then
yeah.
and Sidious realizing he's lost with the light. Everything about the scene to me, I love it. I love this scene.
It's
To
great.
me, this is some of the epitome of Star Wars really falls on this scene. So to me, I would put this very highly.
Facts. Okay. I mean, yeah, I can definitely see all that. I think the whole lightsaber duel aspect is definitely better
Yeah,
than the Obi-Wan scene in New Hope. Obviously, this is obviously a little bit longer. They go up the stairs, they hide behind things. There's a lot of dialogue
yeah,
in this fight, man. There's a lot of back and forth. Vader's talking to him too. You know, and I think that's my favorite part about this fight is the
hmm
dialogue back and forth between Vader and Luke, and just going back and forth, having at it. Vader trying to convince him, or trying to make him angry, antagonizing him. Aside from Sidious doing that in the beginning. Um, but yeah, I mean, the lightsaber was right there. Hey, take it, bro. Strike me down if you
yeah,
can. Um, that would not have happened. He would have absolutely gone rocked
for
for
sure.
everybody who. But but, but yeah, man, I love the dialogue, love the back and forth. I think him and Vader have a really cool scene there together. But yeah, I'm with you as well. Kind of a lot is on the ending. How it ends with the electricity. The throwing of Sidious off the balcony and killing him. But whatever. So
Somehow
somehow he's
Palpatine has
back or whatever.
returned.
And then And then, so yeah, I'm with you. We can rank it pretty highly. I think it could go either A or
Yeah,
B. To be honest, I know the duel's not amazing, but this is an iconic
yeah.
battle scene, man. And it's as much as it has meaning, it has great, like I said, great dialogue, great,
Yeah.
fantastically written. And
Let's
yeah, so we
put
can
it.
definitely put this one higher,
I'm gonna
man.
put
Go,
it at
go,
A. I'm gonna
you.
put it here. I think it deserves to be an A. And yeah, so we'll put it in A. We'll put it in A for now.
That's fine.
We've got at least one in every category already, which is good. Which is good. A good start. We still got plenty to
It's
go. All
great.
right. We are going to jump back into a little bit to what we were alluding to in the Anakin Obi-Wan on Mustafar. They have their return tour, their round two, really technically round three, if you count the one earlier in the season, which I love too, where Obi-Wan is basically Vader's dragging him through the fire. I
Right.
love that part. But this is the
Fire.
true rematch from Revenge of the Sith. And Funky, I freaking love this fight. I really do. I love
Really?
this fight,
No
dude. I
way.
I I gotta say, I really do. If for me when I prefer watching it on YouTube because it removes the cutaways, like it just straight through. Like it goes back and forth with the stupid Riva subplot. Get that out of here. But in terms of this fight, I really like this fight. I know where I would put it, but I'm curious to hear what were your thoughts because it seems like you're not on the same page here.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. There's nothing not to not like about it,
Hmm
right? The saber fighting is good. I think there's a couple things that I just didn't like that like
Okay,
put a
fair. That's
wrench,
fair.
not a wrench, but like just like make it not as good as what it was. And I think one of them is when he gets hit in the mask and he has a half mask, and it's mostly because if you're a real head, you've seen it already. You know, you saw it in
Okay,
Rebels
fair.
already.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
I still
it
think
came
it's
out.
great though. I still
It
think
came
it's
out before.
great though because I love
It's not like I said,
yeah.
it's not bad, but for me it
You've
was
seen
like,
it
all right,
before. Yeah.
cool. So they as everything that's come out recently, they're just a bunch of copycats. We've already seen they couldn't come up with something original, so they stole it from Rebels. And that part a little bit irked me. I think, and then the one, I think actually it's funny because it's part of the same scene. It's the way that he
Oh,
lunge
the
jumps
jump though. He almost does
flew
like the Sidious twirl.
and slash. Yeah, yeah, and slash it just looked awkward. Didn't look like I don't even know. It just looked weird. Um, I do kind of
I
like
listen.
everything
I
else though
think that the,
about
the
it.
actual lightsaber fight is really well done, and I think it goes back to that thing of,
It
you
is.
know, it actually is Ian McGregor and Hayden Christensen. Hayden Christensen's in the suit, and they choreographed this thing. They worked on it. They practicing, and it just looks so easy to them. And to me, I just love. Obviously, I love these two characters, and I like most of
Right.
the fight.
It
There's a
is.
couple things that hold it back. I actually wish it was longer. I thought it was a little shorter because it is much shorter than the Battle of the Heroes on Revenge of the Sith. And also like my biggest issue with this is
Oh yeah.
just the way that I mean, obviously they had to do it because of like without if Obi-Wan just killed him right there, there would be no original trilogy. But like Obi-Wan just leaving him there after him literally fully admitting that he is no longer Anakin officially, like Obi-Wan would have just ended him right there. But
Right.
I like this one.
Right.
I
Right.
would put it where do you
I'm
want to put it? Where do you want to put it?
okay. I'm putting it at C. I can't put it above the Vizsla fight because I think
Yeah.
just as a dual fight, that
Okay.
fight's just better. Definitely maybe not as meaningful and obviously not as big as characters. More just for the the topic of what we're talking
I'm okay
about.
putting it in C.
I would
I'm
put it
okay
at C,
putting it. I would
man.
put it in
I
B
just can't.
personally, but there's a lot
There's a
of
lot of
fights here,
fights
and I
here.
get you. Like I'm okay with C. I'm okay with C. We're cool with C. Okay.
I'm cool because for me the fun thing about that whole fight was the whole like when he was talking to him, when he did slash his thing off, when he did remind him
Yeah.
of Anakin for a little bit, and then he got a chance to talk to him, because that's what you were looking for the entire time. We all knew he couldn't fucking kill him,
Yeah.
you know. So, so, so it was like, man, I'm really looking forward to him like trying to talk to
Yeah.
him again. Like, let's see what you know what I'm saying. Like, I mean, obviously, we all also know that he doesn't turn good, but still, that's what we were all looking for, and
Yeah.
they fed us what we wanted. It was a good fight. I just like I said, it was just good. I felt like we kind of seen everything. We already know the outcome. I think for these reasons,
Mm.
it's not C. We know
Yeah.
what's going to happen. You know, we just had been waiting for this for such a long
Yeah.
time that they had to give it to us. You know, I think if you put this same series like 10 years ago, dude.
Well, in my opinion,
10 years ago, and even like all these movies are already out already. 10 years ago,
mhm,
you know, this stuff happened a long time ago.
I
So
would
ten
have
years ago
made
is
the Obi-Wan show into a
crazy.
movie, absolutely. By the way, poor, I gotta send this to you because actually, shout out Lucas. Lucas Smith sent me this thing. There's this guy who made a supercut of the Obi-Wan show and turned it into a movie. It's like a 2 hour movie where he cut out all the extra stuff and like, you know what, like, dude, I gotta check this out.
No
I haven't
way.
seen it yet, but I think that's gonna be right up me and your alley. So, um, yeah, it sounds
That's
awesome.
sick. Yeah.
All right, let's move on. We're taking a dip back into the Clone Wars in one of the coolest fight scenes, in my opinion. I love this fight scene: Anakin versus Barriss, Daffy, and this is the one of the best arcs in Clone Wars. This is the Ahsoka being framed arc, where she eventually leaves the Jedi. Spoiler alert: eventually leaves the Jedi Order, but this is the moment where Anakin's been on this hunt. All the Jedi have given up on Ahsoka, and he refuses to believe it was her. And he finds that it was Barriss, and he lets his rage out. And he hit. I mean, listen, Barriss puts up a great fight, by the way. Like she dual red lightsabers going up against Anakin. But dude, and this just continues to prove why Anakin is so not only so cool but so powerful. There's the moment in the garden where he's basically force choking her through. It's so good. I love this fight scene.
Yeah. This is a very this is as intense I think
Yeah.
as it gets in Clone Wars. This scene. Dude. First off, nobody judged my girl Luminara because her Padawan went rogue. But um, But yeah, man, if you haven't seen Clone Wars, this fight will absolutely surprise you a little bit. Because before this, Barriss was beating the crap out of both
Mm-hmm.
Ventress and Ahsoka. Easy work. She was wrecking, I think, Ahsoka for like
Yeah.
2 episodes straight. Like, just couldn't find a way to beat her. And finally, Anakin finds her, and you see him having a rough time. until he gets really angry, and then you see, the little bit of the dark side coming out before he came out, and and he at the very end of that fight absolutely wails on her a little bit, almost kind of like Hulk on Loki for a quick second. Boom, boom, just smashing her,
Yeah.
like just force pushing, then force grabbing, force slamming. Like
He was
he was
unleashed, dude.
toying with her there
Unleashed.
at the end. Yeah, absolutely unhinged there at the end for sure. But yeah, Bears, very good fight,
Mm.
very good duel fight, dude. Very
Yeah.
good lightsaber work here. They do fight for a little bit, man. It's pretty lengthy
So
fight
now
that
this
they
is the
have.
this is the third
Um,
Clone Wars fight we have here, right? So we essentially have two. I mean, to me, I think it's right in the middle between Sidious versus Maul and Savage. I think it's right below that, but it is better than Maul versus Pre Vizsla. I'm
yeah, but I'm with you that it could be a
Yeah,
B. You know,
that's what I'm thinking, but I'm thinking in the front of B. Like I'm thinking right now it's ahead of Maul versus Pre Vizsla,
sure.
but I think it's an absolutely awesome fight.
Yeah, I would say so as well. I would say so as well. Although that Pre
It
Vizsla
is
fight
sick.
is sick, mostly because you haven't really seen Pre
Yeah,
Vizsla fight. He's always
yeah,
just kind of talking shit, and then finally, when it comes to and Darth Maul challenges him, he's like, "Yeah,
yeah.
no problem." And dude, he
Well, it's
flies
sick
around,
because
he's shooting at
it's
him,
a
he ties him up.
Mandalorian
You know?
going up with the
Right,
saber. You know what I mean? And obviously some of the best
right,
warriors in the galaxy. Going up against an actual Jedi,
right,
but it's almost the same playing field. Obviously, it's different because Maul has the Force, but it's saber on saber. But then obviously he's got the guns and the jetpack, and
right.
it's awesome.
That's why it was so impressive, though, because what he was able to do
Yeah.
without the Force there.
All right,
Anyways,
Funk. One of the best of all time. We are back
shit.
in the prequels. It is Duel of the Fates. I think we know where this one's going.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, this is probably
Yeah,
my
so you
favorite
like
for
it more
sure. I know.
than Battle of the Heroes?
Yeah, yeah, I know you. Yeah,
I love that.
yes,
Hey,
I
listen,
do,
that's
I
my
do like
dad's
it
favorite
more.
fight too.
Uh, yeah, I mean, it's just maybe it was like the era, and maybe because it was like just came out first, so it was like the first coolest
Hmm.
scene we've ever seen, and it was in the first movie, and we got introduced to Maul and the sick lightsaber and the whole thing, and at the end of the day, it has more emotion to it, so I kind of think that kind of wins it for me as well. One lightsaber fight is sick, and yeah, I guess it's emotion too, but it's like it's been winding you up the whole movie
Yeah.
that this was gonna go down. Whereas the first one, it's kind of like, yeah, and all of a sudden this guy shows up, and you're like, who is this guy? And you finally see him, then
Hmm.
he reveals himself, and it's like, okay, this is the dopest freaking guy I've ever seen. Like,
Yeah,
I'm kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
rooting for him. Like, I kind of hope he does. I kind of hope he does some really cool stuff. And sure enough, he does, bro. He's all over the place, sick wielding, like
Yeah.
he's acrobatic, he's kicking, he's doing things. You know what? What's funny? When you first see it, you're kind of like, wait, yo, you're allowed to
Yeah.
fucking kick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like you're allowed to
Yes.
you're allowed to high stick, you're
Yes.
allowed to actually use your healed as like a weapon. He was for me, I was like, hey, can he's pulling
Yeah.
out all these illegal
Mm.
moves. You know what I'm saying? But that just adds so much to the fight. He's such a
Dude.
good duelist. This is why there's so much Darth
Hundred
Maul in
percent,
here.
and the fact that it is Ray Park doing all of this stuff himself, like again, it plays onto the fact that the choreography of these fights and he again doing it himself, and he's going two v
Work.
one, dude. It's like he's going 2v1 against two Jedi Knights. It's the first time anyone had ever seen the double sided lightsaber. In terms of like coolness and also like,
Chills.
dude, the score. Ha ha, da 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 da. It's so good. Everything about the scene for me, it's an easy S. I mean, these. I'm with you. I prefer Battle of the Heroes just because those are my two favorite characters, and it's just like the lava, every. But like for me, these are the top two lightsaber fights, no question. Like it's no questions asked.
Speaking of the score, I would love to see probably the first one more than any of them in
Yeah, yeah,
orchestra
yeah, yeah.
theater, where the live music, where
A
Dude,
hundred
that
percent.
must be insane.
100%. So our top two are there. Now we move on to The Force Awakens. All right. This is
Oh,
this is
let's
Rey
see.
and Finn versus Kylo Ren. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and put this at D. I think there's two worse fights in here than this one because of the while the lightsaber fight isn't like listen, it's not great. It really isn't. I mean, you've got Kylo Ren who they tried masking his power with the shot to the side, which I get it. You know, he's hitting himself. He's trying, you know, whatever. He's getting hits. Like Finn even lands a hit on. It's ridiculous. This fight is ridiculous.
Yeah,
The
to be
one
honest.
thing that I will give it, I think aesthetically, the lightsabers in the snow is sick. Like I actually really like how the fight looks. While the fight isn't great, when we get to them, or I mean, I guess we can kind of poke around here. I personally think there's two that are worse, if not like just as bad. So I don't know. I mean, I guess we could put them all in F, I guess. But I,
There's a three max rule for
yes.
F and
Well, we
S,
have to, no,
right?
the F was a minimum
Okay.
of two. We have to at least put two in F. At least. So we
Oh, then
can
we
load
just
it up. We can load it up with F. So we can put it in F if you want. Because I'm cool putting two other ones in F. Um,
it's fine. It's funny because you actually kind of convinced me with the aesthetics there. I'm looking at the
dude, it's
picture now.
and
It's
bro, when
kind
the
of sick.
lightsaber goes into the
But yeah,
snow, I don't know. It looks cool. The
The
Finn
Finn
thing does
thing
because I
kills
mean
me.
he
The whole Finn, the Finn thing kills me. I hate Finn. You know what? I don't really hate Finn. I kind of just don't
no,
like
they
how they
killed him.
wrote his character.
They
I think he could have
a
been
hundred
so much
percent. I mean, the
cooler.
concept
Like,
of a stormtrooper,
so much more likable. They made him like
well, yeah,
unlikable.
because
Like,
they
why'd you
made
do
him
that?
like this dependent on Rey. Like his whole character arc is just screaming Rey. Like that's all he does. I mean, he would be such a stormtrooper who leaves the First Order to go fight with the Red. There's such a cool story in that. And they just made him like this simp. Like they made him a cuck.
Dude, you could have been the first. You could have been the first
Yeah,
Jedi
exactly.
trooper.
So, all right,
That'd be
I'm
cool.
cool with because I'm taking a look. I gotta see what's ahead because I'm just thinking that.
Oh no, I'm super cool with F, man. You could stick him right next to himself there,
All right,
and
we'll put it in now. We'll put it in.
yeah, you can
Yeah,
put it
I
in the
think it's
front if
better
it
than
makes you
this
feel
fight, to be
better.
honest.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
it is.
I think these two we're gonna talk about together because they're both featuring Ahsoka
Sure.
going up against two different characters, two very cool, probably two of the coolest Sith characters of all time, maybe so, two of the best characters of all time, going up against Ahsoka. But the reason I want to talk about these together is because there is one spot on S, and I think it's got to go to one of these two fights, in my opinion. Unless you
Oh,
don't think
okay.
so, because
Yeah.
I think
No, I mean, I'm pretty convinced that one is S and the other
okay,
one's like A.
okay, I'm curious to see here. I think I have mine as well. I love both these fights. All right, but I want to hear which one you think would go S and which one you go A.
I think specifically for duelists countdown, we got to go with the
For
Ahsoka
S,
Maul fight.
because that's where I'm thinking too. That's
Yeah,
where I'm at too.
yeah,
Yeah,
100%, 100%. I mean, as far as fight scenes are, this is just, I mean,
yeah,
this is peak right here. This is season ending finale stuff. I mean, what goes down prior to this fight and just everything leading up to this fight is
yeah.
just insane. Like he's in the middle of taking over all of Mandalore. They're coming
Mm-hmm.
back. They're coming back trying to take back their planet. You know what I'm saying? He's expecting Anakin. You know, Obi-Wan, Anakin at the very least. You know, he was gonna settle for.
Hmm.
You know, and then sure enough, Ahsoka shows up. Then they have a whole dialogue, and he literally reveals Palpatine's plan to Ahsoka. just like Count Dooku did to freaking Obi-Wan while he was
Hmm.
chained up in his little thing, in
He
his little
was right
blue thing
too,
like
by the
that.
way. He was
Um,
so right.
it's yeah, dude, it's so funny. They've been told the truth flat out to their face, and they're just like so arrogant. They're just like, nah, there's no way, you know. And Ahsoka did the same thing. She was like, "There's just no way Anakin's gonna turn
I
back." He
realized I had
reveals the
both
whole
my
plan.
guys.
He was like, "Dude, even
I
I
got
knew."
Obi-Wan and Maul, dude.
Dude,
Sorry. Sorry, continue.
that's dude. And Maul just, like I said, reveals the whole plan,
Yeah.
and she just didn't believe him. And he admitted he was like, "Dude, I was like had no idea about this. Like,
Yeah.
it shocked me too." But once I figured it out, I was
Hmm.
like, this is genius. So, he expected Anakin to be there so he can kill him to stop the whole plan from going through. And sure enough, Ahsoka shows up, gives him
Yeah.
a hell of a fight, and eventually captures him. So I think this has to be the sickest fight. If you've never seen it, I feel bad for you. I don't think you've truly experienced Star Wars until you've seen this fight. Um,
Yeah.
Easily
I'm
S
with
tier.
you. The
Easy
reason I
S
was
tier.
debating between the two, not really debating, because I always had, I like the Ahsoka Maul fight more than Ahsoka Vader. What I also love about that Ahsoka Maul fight is that it's all mocapped. Like Ray Park came back and they actually filmed this fight scene in real life and brought it to animation, which I thought is so cool. But what I do, yeah,
Where he wore like a suit.
I'll send it to you. It's
So I
sick.
didn't even know that.
But what I do love about the Ahsoka Vader scene is obviously what it means, right? Ahsoka thinks that Anakin is dead. She has no idea that he is Darth Vader. And then when she's going up against her old master, I do think this fight scene is awesome in itself. It is the first time that they do the half masked reveal type thing. I don't know. There's so much cool about this. I mean, obviously we're putting it in A because we both really love this fight, but I really do think it is one of I really do think it's one of the best lightsaber fights, dude. It's what it means and just like me and you, we're Clone Wars guys. We love Ahsoka. Like Ahsoka's become one of my favorite characters. I really do love Ahsoka, and her and
Right. No,
her
she's
going
great.
up against her old master against Anakin is I don't know. I think it's awesome.
That's just
Yeah.
top. It's just peak
Mm,
stuff. Star Wars peak stuff. Yeah, I mean, just the chills that you got when you heard his old voice
yes.
crackling through
Yes.
the mask for the first time, and then her just the scene just like closes in on her face, her expression all changes. She's like completely taken back. It's an
Yeah.
emotional scene, man. It's definitely more of a definitely hits you. This is a great scene. Man, and I love where they're fighting
Yes.
too. They're like in the middle of the temple,
Yeah.
getting a holo.
It's cool.
Like it's super. And dude, you see a lot of Vader's
Hmm.
raw power in that fight as well. You see, and again, if you don't forget to mention, this is young Vader. He's pretty
Yeah.
agile in this fight. I mean, he's moving around. He's still stroking the one, doing the whole one stroke power stroke kind of thing. But he's definitely moving, and you can see how
Yeah.
strong he is and how like powerful he really is in that because he definitely takes on a couple people
A
in that
hundred
whole
percent.
scene. So great
A
scene.
100%. All righty. All righty. We are going back to the GOAT, Revenge of the Sith. And you know what? We can actually let's do Kit Fisto Grievous first because we've got three Revenge of the Sith ones popping up. All right. So
I
let's
agree.
do
I agree. I agree. We can
yeah.
rack them up.
Let's do Kit Fisto Grievous. We can make this one quick. I tossed this one in here because one of my favorite things about the Clone Wars is that you do get episodes dedicated to Jedi's that you normally wouldn't spend time with, right? We had a full arc of Kit Fisto training his Padawan to going on this planet. Grievous comes, massacres Kit Fisto's Padawan, and then takes on Kit Fisto. No one like Gabe picked Kit Fisto as one of his favorite Jedi, just in a hilarious moment. But Kit Fisto is
I
somebody
don't blame him.
who is just made immediately cooler by the Clone Wars. Guys like Kit Fisto, Plo Koon, like you know what I mean. Like these are characters that the
Boom,
only
man.
way you'd learn more about them is through Clone Wars. So like a fight scene like this really stands out for me because it just made me realize like, damn, like there are so many cool Jedi's outside of the main core that they're you're usually following the movies. So I wanted to toss that one in. And you know what? While we're talking about it, let's talk about your girl right here. Luminara going up
Yeah,
against
yeah. You could
Ventress.
definitely pair up these two. We could definitely pair up these two. In fact, there's a lot of people in these fights here that are pure
Yeah,
Clone
yeah, yeah.
Wars characters. I mean, I guess Luminara is not a pure
But she
Clone
gets
Wars
more time,
character.
kind of
She
like
shows up for a
Fisto.
couple. She shows up for a quick second
Yeah,
there in the
yeah,
second
yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah.
She takes her green lightsaber out
Yes.
and she's there. But for the most part, there she's not really in the movie, right? So at least Kit Fisto dies quickly there in the movie. You kind of, but you know him for being whack, which is whack
Yeah.
because he's actually super cool. And dude, I'm a dual wield freak, so I love when the Jedi's go start dual wielding. In fact, I have a sick honorable mention that's not in here.
Oh,
Um,
let it out. Okay.
no, no, no. I'm gonna wait till the end. But yeah, man. First off, I have that Kit Fisto pretty high, and I'll kind of tell you why. I resaw it recently, and it kind of like gave me a chance to really look at the details in the scene. And dude, he pulls some John Wick. He uses the fog. You can
Yeah.
kind of see it in the thing. He uses the fog in the his surroundings, and he like hits him two times. Grievous is like, dude, what? And then he turns around, and he's not there. It's just smoke. And then out of nowhere, you just see the lightsaber shadow come up, and he just like pops out, smacks him a couple more times, dude. Freaking first off, he starts with one
Mm.
saber, his green saber. The blue one Grievous was previously holding until he cut his arm off and freaking caught the saber like this. Then
Yeah.
that's where the famous picture comes, you know, where he has both of his lightsabers. And then, dude, if he would have dude, first off, Obi-Wan would have never beaten Grievous if Grievous didn't have additional help
Yeah.
coming later on in this fight that made Grievous still run away. And by the way, he backflips onto his ship and escapes on top of the ship. He isn't even not even driving it.
Yeah.
His little
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
R4
Yeah. Yeah.
is flying. It's a freaking Batman scene. It's like a Batman scene, and it was sick. So I ranked this one pretty high. The Luminara scene, on the other hand, that is more of a shared scene, I think, with Ahsoka. So I don't think I'm gonna have
Okay.
it too high. You do get introduced to Luminara, which I think is very important. Obviously, you see Ahsoka fight, and who's at a very young age. I'm pretty sure she still only has her single green lightsaber at
Yeah.
this point. This is very, very early Clone Wars. She's very much a Padawan. So I think this is more of like a Luminara-led mission that Ventress kind of hijacked. The Luminara and Ventress fight is actually pretty good. They do a lot of jumping around, kind of very Darth Maul Episode One style, where they're hopping on different levels and fighting and hiding and using the Force. So it's a pretty good scene. I'm not gonna have it too low, but I'm not gonna have it too high either. The Kit Fisto scene
Yeah.
is very good though. I think I would do Kit Fisto in either B or C, and I probably have the Luminar
B.
fight closer to
All right.
D.
Let's do that. I'm cool with that. So I'll put Kit Fisto, Grievous in B, and then I'll put Luminara, Ventress in D. Cool. All right. Let's
Shout
get
out.
into Revenge of the Sith here because we've got three very different fights here.
Can you do me a favor and just zoom in on Luminar real quick? Zoom in on my homegirl
I
real quick. I
can't. I
want
can't. This
everybody
is
to
as far
see
as I zoom in, but
the
this
dope. This is as far as you go. Oh my, well, she's green. You can't really see it there. Try to find her
Luminara.
in in episode 2 if you can. And if anybody wants to like, I'm trying to be this for Halloween soon. If anybody wants to come over and do the paint job, let me
Yes,
know.
please somebody get Funk to be
Dude,
Luminara and
she has
Dooley
so
for
much
Halloween,
swag.
bro.
Look at the arm sleeve, dude. She's
I
tatted. She's
love it.
awesome, dude.
I love it. All right. All right. So
Yeah.
we are going to Revenge of the Sith. We've got three fights here. We've got Anakin and Obi-Wan
That's
rematch versus
the fun.
Dooku. Then we've got Yoda versus Palpatine. And then we've got Mace Windu versus Palpatine. All right. I will start. I'll give a quick of these three, a quick little my quick thoughts on these three, and I'll hand it to you for. The first one is solid. I like the Anakin Obi-Wan versus Dooku, although for some reason Obi-Wan goes toe to toe with everybody, but Dooku, he can't fight Dooku. He keeps knocking him out. He smokes him
Can't
every
smoke
time. I
someone.
don't
Yeah.
get it, but I like the Anakin Dooku part of it. I really do. Yoda versus Palpatine is an awesome, awesome fight. It's very different, right? My actually one of my dad's all-time favorite scenes of Star Wars. It gets him every single time is when Yoda walks in the room and just with one flick of the wrist tosses Palpatine's guards into the wall, kind of just immediately power setting him. And then him and Palpatine going back and forth. It's a duel between two of the most powerful characters in Star Wars. I think it's really cool, and obviously it turns into where they're fighting in the whole Congress, the Senate area, and Palpatine's throwing
Yeah, yeah. Where all the
the
chair,
things like
voting chairs. Yeah.
it is a really cool fight, and it's a very important fight. I don't love how it ends, to be honest. That Yoda just kind of just like gives up at the end. I wish they can find a different reason for him leaving, because like he wasn't even like that injured. It didn't seem like, but
Right. I think he's just
yeah.
tired because he's
But it
old.
was it was it was good. It's a good one. And then you've got Mace Windu, Sidious, and I'm just gonna go out and say this. I would put this one in the F tier. And I'll tell you why. Because I love Mace Windu and I love the concept of this fight, right? And it proves how good of a fighter Mace Windu is, and you see a lot of that in the Clone Wars. But like they needed to get some stunt doubles in here or something because my guy Samuel L. Jackson and Ian McDermott, they're not. I mean, they're not up to age to be dueling it like Ian McGregor, Hayden Christensen. So the fight is really underwhelming. Like if you rewatch that fight, you're just kind of like,
Underwhelmed.
okay, these are kind of just like two older guys, and they're just like doing very slow moves, and like these are supposed to be two of the most powerful. Obviously it's a personal pet peeve in the sense that these are actors doing this, but like I don't know. You look at a fight literally later on in the movie, and it's one of the best fights of all time. So I don't know. I don't love this fight, but Port, I'll hand it off to you. What are your thoughts on these three?
I'm pretty with you on everything except for the last one. I wouldn't put it F tier. I'd probably put it D tier. I'm kind of with you. I just think it's too iconic of a
Okay.
scene to have it at F. But I'm with you on that. It was very underwhelming and nothing special. I mean, the scene is more about Anakin, choosing
Hmm.
and all that. So, I mean, that being said, it is a super iconic scene. So I don't think I could put it
Okay.
in F. I think people, but I think I could definitely
Yeah,
put it in
let's
D
see that.
though. As far as the first one is considered, I can also put the first one in
I'm
D.
with
To be
you.
honest with you, I do not. I'm not a big fan of that scene. I think Obi
Way
Wan
too
gets
easy
his
for
ass
me.
kicked
Way too
way
easy.
too quickly. Yeah. Um, and he's just been getting his ass beat. Fucking the second movie, man. Same thing. A little niche to the arm, and he gets rocked, gets tossed to
Yeah.
the side, gets crushed again. Like he stays getting tossed to the side, and then Count Dooku
Yeah.
stays
Yeah. Yeah.
crushing
Yeah.
him with something. First one was like a huge brick wall or whatever, and the other one when he brought the second
Yeah.
floor on him or something. Like dude, you're right, and dude, it goes in Clone Wars
I
too.
know.
The amount of times that Count Dooku took on Anakin and Obi Wan and absolutely handled them in one arm, like it's insane. In fact, that's one of those honor. Actually, that's not true. I should have mentioned this in the beginning, man. I got two great honorable mentions.
Okay.
Stick around to the end. Great fights.
Where would you put this Yoda Palpatine? Because
This Yoda. Oh my god, I almost forgot. Here we are. I think I do like it in
me too.
C. I think.
I would put it in C.
Yeah, C or B. Yeah, you could
I
you could
put it
put it in
here.
C. I mean, it's with Yoda, you really do get with all his fights, you get a very like a
Hmm.
force battle. Force on force, like no lightsaber. And I like that they do that because it has to show how
Yeah.
powerful he is.
What
Uh, and I think the
is
opening to that scene alone
yes, I
could
agree.
have it at
I agree.
C.
For me, it's the opening of it, of the
Ooh,
toss and the dialogue, him stopping the lightning with his
Dude,
hand,
he,
shooting it back.
he walks into the door and
Yeah.
smokes his two bodyguards real quick. And he was like, "What's up, man? I'm
Yeah.
here to talk."
So, but now you bring up Yoda. Obviously, we can just jump right to this one too. Is Yoda versus Dooku? We can include the Anakin Obi-Wan part as well, but obviously this is the first time anybody saw Yoda's power, right? In the sense of you see this old man, and then boom, his fighting style is this crazy, jumping off the walls. Yeah, he's like screaming. He's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
I I like this scene. I do. I think the
I
scene is awesome.
love this
People
scene
hate on the scene. I'll tell you what part I don't like of the scene.
for no
I don't
reason.
the Anakin versus Dooku fight part of it when it's just like their faces like kind of weirdly it's kind of strange. But dude, but
Yeah,
once Yoda pulls up, dude, I think it's awesome. Like I love that he's got this crazy power
he's
set that his fight style is like none other, and he can just pull up on you like this. Like it's I don't know. I like this scene a lot. So I would put this one.
I,
I'd put, oh man, I think I. It's tough because like I is it B?
it's an A tier. I don't think it's
I
bro.
don't I wouldn't put it in the A. I would put it in B.
Looking at the fights in B, looking at the fights in
Yeah.
B, it has to be B. No, looking at the fights in A, it has to
Yes,
be
I
B.
agree.
Now, let me tell you what I love about. Like I said, I'm a dual wield fiend, and so I think the moment that, like I said, don't like that
Yes,
Obi-Wan got rocked so quickly. However, it led to a dual
that's
wielding
true.
scene, which I will
That's
take that.
true.
In fact, both times did lead to a dual wielding scene. This happened first, and so that's why I don't like the one that
Fair,
happened in the third
fair.
movie far less. So, not to mention, it's the first time we see a
Hmm.
dual wield in the movies,
Hmm.
like two lightsabers. You know, um, not to mention he also cuts the lights out, which I love that he did. I do get you on the whole. You
Yeah.
kind of only see their face. Like feel like they didn't need to do that because they had scenes where it wasn't like that, so they could have just kept that going. I don't know why they didn't. But yeah, and then obviously Anakin gets his arm chopped off for the first time, so you gotta love that a
Hmm.
little bit as well. Um, but yeah, then obviously Yoda comes in, Kirk walking in with his little stick, boom, 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 and then all of a sudden he throws it to the side like if he was gonna start busting out some dance moves, and then pulls off one of the coolest scenes in Star Wars. Aside from when he throws back the two bodyguards, he force
Yes.
takes out his lightsaber into his hand, which was one of the coolest. Well, it's the first time we had seen it.
Yeah.
Nobody really does it, and it should be done all the time. I feel like that's the only way you can take out your lightsaber. And it's a little puny little lightsaber. He whips it out, dude, and then all of a sudden it's like you said, he's controlling, he's absorbing the lightning, he's throwing everything back at Dooku, and then before you know it, oh my god, he's hopping
Yes.
around all over the place. He's jumping off the
Yes,
cliff,
I
he's
love it,
jumping off
dude.
the
I
rock,
love it.
he's jumping.
I don't care what anybody says. I love that fight
He's
scene.
amazing. It's an amazing scene.
Yeah.
It's an amazing scene. It's super good. A lot of first times for everything. A lot of
I love
firsts
it.
in that fight.
All right. Now we've come down to our last two. Both of them featuring Luke, but both of them obviously in two completely different eras. You've got probably one of the most famous fight scenes of all time, Empire Strikes Back, the first time Vader and Luke go up against each other. Obviously, it leads to the iconic moment of "I am your father," and for me, this fight is so cool because one, it's a very clear upgrade from A New Hope. Like you can tell that George was like, all right, we're leveling this up. And yes, of course, if you compare it to what we have now, it's obviously not on the same level, but it's a very clear step up. For me, aesthetically though, I love this fight scene. Like this scene alone, like the
Yeah,
darkness of Cloud City in that room, but then it goes into the corridor, then it goes into like three different areas, and it's a long fight scene. I love this fight scene. I think it's obviously when people a lot of people think of Star Wars, this is the moment. This is the epitome of Star Wars. The I am your father. This is the moment that people are like, "Whoa!" Like this is for me. I think one of the. I think it's just as good. like as the Return of the Jedi one. I really do. And then just to kind of touch on, since they're both Luke, and then you have this one, which is one of the worst fight scenes of all time, because Luke's not even there. He's force projecting himself from the other
I,
side of the galaxy, and they don't even touch sabers because he's obviously a projection. So he's just dodging. So it's literally Kylo Ren trying to kill Luke, and then it's just Luke dodging him, but doing these like Matrix type moves. I don't know. It doesn't work for me. I don't love this one. So funky.
the whole implementation of slow mo into Star
Yeah.
Wars was just never
Yeah.
the move.
I agree.
You
They do it a
know,
lot in
and
the sequels.
then secondly, like I wish that we would have included the throne room, even though
Yes.
it's not a duel, whatever, just so that I wouldn't feel so bad for Kylo Ren
I
being
know.
all an
And
F.
listen, and let's talk a little bit about this because I'm putting this in F. Let's just do that.
Just like
I
Kylo
love,
Ren's house
but I do
there,
love, out of
dude.
all the characters in the sequel trilogy, I like Kylo
I
Ren.
like
I really
Kylo
do.
Ren,
I
dude.
really do. It's unfortunate what they've done to my boy. But it's listen, the fight scenes are just not as iconic or memorable as any of the other ones. And this one's not even a fight scene. I only put it here because the rules were lightsaber versus lightsaber, and technically Luke does bring out his lightsaber. It is lightsaber, although they don't ever hit. That he is just purely dodging with his lightsaber out. So I don't know, but where do you put in Empire Strikes Back?
I personally think Empire Strikes Back should be in B. Um, but I have no
I
problems with it being an
I
A
think it's
for
got to be,
it
dude. I
being
think it's got
what
to
it
be
is, man.
in the back here of A. I just think that these two scenes are just too iconic.
I like the
Yeah, I
spread. I
like the
like the
spread.
spread. I like the spread. Look at us. We did great. I mean, we have four in every category that's not A, that's not S
Yeah,
and F. I think we absolutely
dude, I think we absolutely
nailed
nailed
this.
this. Like this is like one of the best tier
Yeah,
rankings I've
like,
ever seen.
this is very, very. It
This
was like
is
we
like
planned
near
it.
perfect. Like
Except for you told me to do this like at work today, so definitely not planned. This is an
yes,
authentic draft right here. This is, dude. I think we crushed this, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you, dude. Let me tell you
yeah,
my two
go for it.
honorable mentions really quick before we get off here. One of my honorable mentions would be when Savage and Ventress team up with maybe it's just Ventress and a couple Night Sisters when they go invisible.
I think he
I
is
think
too.
Savage is there. And they fight, and they fight Dooku, dude, and Dooku, dude, absolutely
Yes, yes,
handles
yes,
them.
yes. I know exactly
Like
which one you're talking
the
about.
both of them, and the Night Sisters, and everybody. Like they tried to. The guy was sleeping. I think they tried to
Yeah, well, he
sneak up
was. He
on
was
him while he
sleeping.
was
Yeah, yeah,
asleep,
yeah.
and he was asleep. They were invisible, and he still whooped all of them, dude, one handed. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, dude. First off, Count Dooku in Clone Wars is a
Beast.
beast,
Like, dude, can we just talk about the Clone
dude.
Wars again of how sick the
He's a
Clone
beast.
Wars is? Like, the Clone Wars is so cool. Like, if you're not
Top tier
watching the
Star
Clone
Wars.
Wars,
I see
like,
it.
you're doing yourself a disservice. Yeah.
Exactly. And then my second honorable mention was when I don't know, I forgot her name, but she dies. Savage kills her with his head rush. Boom. But right after that, I mean you could include the whole scene. The scene's actually pretty long. They're there with Hondo, they're shooting
Hondo, my
pirates, they're
goat
all running
pirate.
together, Savage and yeah, bros. Savage and freaking Maul are both there. They're trying to, take over them. But then Obi-Wan and this girl shows up at the same time. Girl gets wiped out. Again, I'm a dual wield fiend. Freaking Obi-Wan picks up her saber, ends up taking on Savage and
Yes.
Maul both at the
Dude,
same time.
I think it's
He's
Ventress.
doing
It's
he's doing the most acrobatic
yeah.
I've ever seen Obi-Wan. Like he's jumping around, like doing, twists and spins and everything. And dude absolutely handles Maul and Savage together, dude. They left also left running, when that scene was over. Obi-Wan just
That's
looked
why that's
absolute
why the
badass
Obi-Wan
in that
Dooku
scene,
thing
dude.
just like I never understood it because I mean obviously I guess
It
people
makes
can have
sense.
like listen like Vader dominates everybody except Obi-Wan, you know what I mean? And then and you know like Obi-Wan dominates Maul, right? But Maul dominates a lot of people. But like Dooku's just got
Right.
Obi-Wan's number, dude. He's just got his number. He's got his number. There's
Got his
nothing he can
number.
do about it. So
It's a shame because it could have made for some better
yeah,
movie scenes. I think Clone Wars is. I think that's just Count Dooku's prime. We just
yeah.
got to give it to him in Clone Wars. That's his peak, you know. But but yeah, man. I mean, he's definitely got his number. He's got nothing on Count Dooku, man. The Count
Hell yeah.
whoops him, dude, all the time. Every single time he sees him, and it looks like and it's worse because he beats everybody one
And he
handed.
does it like he's like a
You know,
gentleman doing it. He's like, yeah, he's got his hand behind his back.
absolute artistry. Honestly, artistry at its finest. Him and Maul, man, two of some of the
Yeah,
best duelists
facts,
out there
facts,
for
facts.
sure. And one day we'll do a fight ranking on who's the
Dude,
best
you know
fighter
what?
one of
Maybe
these
that's our next
days.
video, Funky. We'll do a draft, me and you, where we're drafting pure duelists. Um, like anybody, right? Strength on strength
Strength on
action.
strength action.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely,
Well, Funk,
absolutely.
this
All fun
was
and game.
awesome.
That was
This
that
was
was
awesome.
awesome.
This
What a pleasure. What a absolute pleasure. That was great. I think we one is obviously just great to be here for a second time, but just nailing a draft as good as we did
I
that.
love
I
it.
mean, it's something you see every day. That was a great episode.
I love it, Funky.
You know.
Well, as always, if you made it this far, thank you for tuning in. Please hit us with a like, comment, and a subscribe. We are doing a lot of Star Wars stuff coming out this month. Mando and Grogu, first Star Wars movie to hit theaters, is coming out in a
Oh,
couple weeks. All right, or actually,
super.
basically in a week. I think it comes out next weekend. It's the weekend after. So,
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of really exciting stuff. So, thank you
Yep.
for tuning in. And as always, we'll see you at the movies.